very important. I want to stress it out. The new risk management approach should be based mostly on the scenarios to make the company more resilient. Because we face a situation when the mathematical and statistical models of pricing, for example, for the commodity goods, does not work in these crisis situations. Yeah. And I see that risk management is the key driver of this resilience. So resilience is expensive. Let's face it.
Yeah, you make a good point there about resilience is expensive. You know, for the last sort of good few years, we've been looking at how to become more efficient, leaner, and that doesn't help with resiliency. You know, when you've got 2 people instead of 4 people doing a job, you lose one, and suddenly you've lost that resiliency in the name of efficiency. We need to understand that we can't be 100% efficient because that will lead to a lack of resilience, but we also can't move all the way to resilience because that will make us unprofitable. So getting that sort of middle ground is critical.
And coming back to the question of resilience, I have a really good, the cost of resilience. I have a really good example. At Allianz, it was the year 2016. We made a remote server, absolutely identical. The main server was located in Kyiv, and the remote one was in Lviv. And we made, with the IT guys, we made this mirroring that took around 15 to 20 seconds with all the information to be backed up on these remote servers. And we made tests. On Saturday, we were coming to the office. We switched off the Kyiv server. Then we used our laptops to connect to these servers, and they were working. All the data was there. If you were in the year 2021, if you are focusing on the efficiency, cost efficiency, etc., you will ask, why do we need this? If you are today, you will never have this type of question.
No.
And the scenario was, when we're talking about the scenario, that the Kyiv office is no more.
And I like that because it's broad enough that it doesn't matter what the actual source of the event is. The fact is we don't have the office. Maybe it's burnt down. Maybe there's been flooding. Maybe there's been protests. Maybe something else has happened, and it covers everything. Keeping that scenario broad enough that we're not focused in on one specific event, so that when another event happens, oh, well, we don't have a specific plan for that specific event. And also, the more specific you get, the more plans you need. And then we start getting away from, oh, this is easy, to it gets too complex.
Right. You're 100% right.
I guess you were monitoring to see, is this now going to happen? Is this leading up to one of these scenarios? How did you monitor?
The indicators, the key risk indicators, and they are applicable for both a company and individual. And in this situation, before we start the monitoring, we need to clearly set up the following. These are the indicators. We all agree on these indicators. And if the situation gets to a specific level of the indicator, we take actions, full stop. And this is very important rule. It's very, very simple, but sometimes it's difficult to follow it because the situation escalates and you think, oh, maybe we can wait a bit more and it will get better. This is the usual situation.
To be honest, it's something that actually I think organizations, risk management departments don't think enough about. We set key risk indicators. Those that do might set the key risk indicators, but we have now an early warning system, but we don't necessarily link the action to it. It's always, well, we'll report on it when it happens and then we'll see what we do, rather than agreeing the action. So that's a really key fundamental point you raised there.
Right, and this is important for the continuity, for business continuity. Everybody knows what to do. If they see the red light of the indicator.
And so, yeah, you were saying about the key risk indicator. So what kind of indicators are we talking about?
Again, the indicators must also be clear and understandable. So if you have a very complicated financial models, this is a different story. It goes for the business as usual. When we have the indicators related to resilience, first, they must be pretty clear, understandable, and the missile hits Kyiv. It's clear as that. You cannot treat it differently. The force advances through another region. They capture a certain city. They move the borderline. This is the indicator. The currency drops. You have no internet. The certain level of cash drops. These are the indicators that cannot be challenged. And when you see it, nobody has any questions.
Where were you getting your information from to know what is happening at the border? What is happening in different parts of Ukraine? Where are you getting the intelligence from?
Well, fortunately, now we have a really lot of sources of open data. You can read the official sources. You can read the investigations. You can read the channels, for example, Telegram channels or Signal channel or other messengers. You monitor the social media. And sometimes it's important to also read the interviews and official statements of other parties. If you see the pattern in their speeches, you can easily track the next things to happen.
I remember when I was in Iraq, there was an attack on a convoy, and just that one small situation, I say small compared to what you experience, but just that one small situation caused a whole influx of communication and trying to verify what was actually happening, because every communication was different. Everyone had a different version of what had happened. People had died, people hadn't died, there was a fire. Everyone had different stories. So trying to find out what the true story was extremely difficult. So I'm guessing you probably had exactly the same sort of thing.
Yes, absolutely right. And the communication issue, it refers to both the external information you receive and your external company communication. So you need to have the strict rules who communicates with whom. So when you're a big organization, you cannot have the CEO talking to all the employees. So you build up this pyramid of communication also.
Mykhailo, amazing talking to you as always. I could talk to you all day. It's great that you're safe, your family's safe. I look forward to the next chats going forward that we'll have on the other episodes of this.
Yeah, looking forward and hope some good news.